Then Nahash the Ammonite came up and camped against Jabesh and Gilead. All the men of Jabesh said to Nahash, "Make a covenant with us, and we will serve you." Nahash the Ammonite said to them, "I'll make it with you on this condition, that all your right eyes be poured out. I'll do this to humiliate all Israel." The elders of Jabesh replied to him, "Give us 7 days' time so that we can send messengers into all the territory of Israel. Then, if there is no one to ask us, we will surrender to you." In time the messengers came to Gibeah of Saul and spoke these words in the hearing of the people. And all the people wept at the top of their voice. But Saul was coming from the field behind the herd. And Saul said, "What is the matter with the people? Why are they weeping?" So they related to him the words of the men at Jabesh. The Spirit of God empowered Saul. When he heard these words, he burned with anger. So he took a pair of bulls and cut them into pieces. And he sent these into all the territory of Israel by the hand of the messengers, who said, "Whoever does not follow Saul and Samuel should expect this to be done to his cattle." And the fear of Jehovah fell upon the people, so that they came out with one accord. Then he counted them in Bezek, and there were 300,000 Israelites and 30,000 men of Judah. They now said to the messengers who had come, "This is what you should say to the men of Jabesh and Gilead. Tomorrow when the sun gets hot, we will be saved." With that the messengers came and told the men of Jabesh, and they were overjoyed. So the men of Jabesh said, "Tomorrow we will surrender to you, and you may do to us whatever seems good to you."
Wow. What can we say? Alexander, it was just great to have you up here and do that reading for us. So how do you feel now? You have a big old smile on his face. Yeah, that's good. Well, you know, I bet you were a little nervous, because most of us are when we get up here. But yeah, and but you know, you handled that nervousness. You got up here, and you stood up here, and you just said, "I'm going to read this reading," and you did it. And so everybody here tonight was very proud of that, like we have been of all of our young men. But you did an excellent job. So tonight we had you working on point number 1 in the school. And if you look down in paragraph 3, the first sentence says, "Reading the Bible publicly, whether to individuals or to a congregation, as you did tonight, Alexander, is something to take seriously." I think everybody would agree tonight that listened to you read that you took this assignment seriously. You knew every word of that reading, didn't you? Every word. You went over it probably, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 times, and for weeks now you've been going over it. Now look at the last sentence in that paragraph. It says, "Our goal should be to read the Bible to the best of our ability." And do you think you did that tonight? Yeah, I do too. I think you did the best you could. And then the next paragraph brings out that we, in developing accuracy as the first step, we want to read exactly what is on the printed page. Be careful not to skip words, drop word endings, or misread words because of their similarity to other words. But you didn't do any of that. You read every word perfectly, and you didn't skip a word. And sometimes when we're young, we have a tendency that when we get to the end of the line and we drop down to the next line, you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes we'll reread the line we're on or miss a line. You didn't do that either. So you practiced well. I don't know if you've ever even done that or not, but I have many times. And so you just did a nice job. Welcome to the school, Brother Wood. We're really proud to have you. We look forward to your next time. All right, now